Today we are meeting Isha Jain, All India rank 272 in this year's civil service examinations. So Isha, congratulations for this
Thank you
achievement.
so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Let me tell the people about your optional and your number of attempts, and then we'll continue talking on this journey of civil service examination. So her optional is public administration, and this is her second attempt. First attempt, like I think you could not clear your mains. So you have cleared your prelims in the first as well as second attempt. So you are the right person to tell us something about how to crack prelims. And currently she's in Hyderabad, and her educational qualification is she is BA in economics, public administration and social management from St. Francis College, Hyderabad only. Okay.
Yes,
And your hobbies are classical dancing, Kathak. Yeah. Okay, so
yes, ma'am.
tell us something about your journey, how it started and how the happy ending has happened.
The ending is definitely the most wonderful news. The
Mhm.
starting was obviously very difficult because firstly the guidance is very important in this journey, and I was lucky enough to find good guidance in my start, and I would say that was one of the plus point. Also, I started my preparation with my graduation, so that enabled me to have a better understanding of the basics that we talk about in UPSC, that is the most important. So along with the basics, I started with my graduation and continued for 2 years preparation, which helped me to come to here.
Okay. So Isha, you started from the very first year of your graduation or from the final year of your graduation?
I actually started with the NCRTs first because we get to know that we have to study the NCRTs. So I did my NCRTs during my first and second year. But it was from my final year that I took online classes from YouTube and around and prepared by myself.
Okay, so you have prepared by yourself only thoroughly,
Yes, ma'am. Most of the times.
but you have written test series, like you have written test series with us as well. Uh,
Yes, yes. Next IAS has helped me to provide a good test series for mains as well as for the interview program.
Okay. So, Isha, what has motivated you towards civil services? Like from the very first year of your college, you started the preparation. Because sometimes what we see, generally what we see is sometimes students are not even aware of this, है ना? तो आप तो शुरू से ही पहले साल से ही you have been quite focused for this exam.
It was actually my father who told me, you can try for civil services. It was just his opinion. If you want to, you can try in this field.
Mhm.
So, my father is a businessman, and we never had anyone from this service. And
Okay.
so, I thought this would be something new and something that I can be able to do. And that's what motivated me.
And Isha, you like I was reading your graduation subject. So it was economics, it was also social management, and then it is PubAd. So what attracted you towards PubAd only? You could have chosen economics as well, or sociology also. You might have taken it. So why PubAd? Because why I want to understand this was because there is a notion among many people, PubAd se hona is quite difficult. People say that it is quite difficult. We are not getting many good results from PubAd, but still you chose PubAd.
This I couldn't clear my mains in the first attempt was also one of the reason because I couldn't score a very good marks in PubAd. But ma'am, public administration is a subject that actually shows you in depth how administration functions. And because we as officers go into administration, it becomes important to at least know the background where we'll be working and the levels that will be there in service. So
Hmm.
that's how public administration motivated me, and I took it as my optional.
Okay. And you could not clear your first mains, but second mains, you are in the list. So, what changes you have made in your strategy from first mains to second mains?
Ma'am, in my personal, I would firstly say that focus should be more upon the essay paper, which many people say that it is very random or the topics are not very up to like what we can write. But if we prepare for an essay paper well, it takes hardly very less time as compared to other GS papers. So if we go well with our essay, that is where we can actually score a very decent marks. And secondly, ma'am, it is the optional subject. Optional, although is difficult, but optional subject always can provide you an edge.
You have
So
written
that's
series also with us for essay as well. So how was your
yes,
experience?
ma'am.
How was your experience about this essay thing from like with us?
Ma'am, the topics that Next IAS provided were very much similar to what UPSC provides. So while giving this essay attempt in the Next IAS, it helped me to create my proper understanding for essay that I was going to write in UPSC, and that's how it helped me.
So Isha, what has been your strategy for the
And ma'am, for prelims, I would say that the basic books are very important, especially the NCRTs and that of geography, as well as the Lakshmikant from polity. These are the books that one should be thorough with, along with that, focusing upon the current affairs because current affairs is an important aspect in prelims. For current affairs, we can usually refer to the institutes copies are there, and also newspaper on a daily basis.
So you were reading your newspapers till 15 days before the examination because many students, what they do is they wrap it up around 1 month before the exam. They say, "Ab to akhbar nahi padhni hai." So were you continuing with your newspaper reading?
Not actually that, ma'am. I used to continue with my newspapers, especially for mains also, because questions do come up the last from the last week as well. So newspapers should be a continuous process.
And how did you prepare for CSAT and comprehensions? And also, what was your strategy for that? Because you are from humanities, so generally people fear humanities के हैं तो mathematics कैसे करेंगे?
Ma'am, for that, I believe PYQs are the best source. PYQs actually give you a very good idea of what questions will come up, and many of the questions are a similar pattern of the last year's questions. So
Hmm.
PYQs, especially from 2021, I believe they are the most important ones.
And what was your strategy for your interview? Because see, prelims and mains, they have a completely different strategy. But when you start preparing for your
Yeah.
personality, it's completely different. So how did you prepare for that? And how has been your experience with us at Next IAS?
Honestly, the Next IAS mock interview was one of the best interviews that I have given because that was majorly based upon my DAF. And I also got one similar question in the main interview that was regarding my classical dance experience and the differences. So
Mhm.
that was one advantage which I actually got in my interview. And the interview preparation, ma'am, it is basically that you have to know everything about yourself. We usually don't, during this preparation, we get so much consumed into books that we do not know about ourselves most of the time. So, interview helps us to know who we actually are, and that is like the best part of this whole process.
And Isha, like you have rightly said that throughout the preparation, we get so much consumed. And then we are also not machines. We are humans with a lot of emotions. And this preparation is something which is quite challenging many a times. So, how
Hmm.
have kept yourself motivated throughout this journey of almost 2 years?
Ma'am, I used to do my hobby, like my hobby was dancing. So, I continued with my dancing sessions whenever I was very tired. A few quick half an hour session was enough to rejuvenate me.
Yes. So we should keep on doing what we like also. It's not about just books, books, and books. Yeah. And
Definitely not.
yeah. And Isha, something very interesting in your this process of preparation is that you got married in between. है ना? And being a girl, a lot of girls have this thing in mind कि शादी हो जाएगी तब तो पढ़ नहीं पाएंगे, शादी हो जाएगी तो एग्जाम नहीं हो पाएगा, और आपने तो ये प्रोसेस देते देते ही अपने सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट में एग्जाम भी दे रहे हो आप, और आपकी मैरिज भी हुई. तो व्हाट वुड यू say for this?
Ma'am, firstly, I believe that we have progressed a lot, and I do not think so marriage will stop your career growth or anything of that sort.
Yes.
And plus, I believe I was very grateful for this because my husband is also into service and he enabled me to have a better understanding of where I was lacking and all the areas where I could improve upon. And the constant support. One actually needs a very much emotional support in this journey. And I
Yeah.
believe that was a plus point for me.
Yeah, actually, see, there is no if and but. If you want to do, you can do it. है ना?
That is there.
और अगर नहीं, आप फोकस नहीं हो तो आपको हर चीज हर्डल लगती है. Yeah.
That is
So,
true.
yeah, Isha, so now that prelims are approaching, what would be your message to the people who would be taking up prelims this time?
Ma'am, I would firstly say that almost three revisions of the complete basic books should be there for prelims, and along with that, CSAT should not be ignored. CSAT is the most important these days because CSAT papers are becoming a bit tough, so equal focus on CSAT should be there. And plus, on the prelims day, on the D day, one should be confident while attempting the paper because it's their confidence that will enable them to actually believe in their studies and then achieve success.
And another thing, Isha, once we have written the prelims exam, then many people waste their time also because they start looking
Hmm.
for kitna marks आया, kitna नहीं आया, है ना? Because they start speculating because different institutes come up with different cutoffs and they start wasting the time. So, did you also
Hmm.
wait for the results or did you continue immediately after your prelims? What is your
I
message
actually did not wait.
on this?
If we, with the help of the institute coaching institution scheme, we get an approximate idea, like people scoring above 90 or above 85. I believe they should start with their main studies as soon as possible because the prelims results are usually around 10 to 15 days after, and if one loses that time, that becomes a very much big headache, I believe. So
Yeah, it's
one should
precious time.
constantly
Yeah.
focus on the mains because mains is what helps you score the major part of the marks.
So Isha is rightly saying अगर आपका 85 से ऊपर आपका बन रहा है ना, डोंट गो फॉर स्पेकुलेशंस कि 100 प्लस का होगा,
Hmm.
90 प्लस का होगा. If you are getting somewhere around 85 and above, please don't waste your time. Start preparation. Start the preparation because this is what is the golden period. If you are going to lose it, so it will be very challenging for you to make up for this lost time. So, Isha, it was nice talking to you.
Thank
And
you so
I
much,
hope
ma'am.
your journey would be a motivation to many of the candidates, especially the women candidate. And we wish you again all the best from Next IAS.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for all your guidance and support. Thank you.
Thank you, Isha. Thank you.